Hey guys, what's happening? This is Adonis and you're watching Absolutely Tech.
That's my line. So I know you guys are probably thinking who this strange guy next to me is. This is HKsmash, a huge Twitch guy right now. He's blowing up. HK, go ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
Yeah, most of you guys know me as HKsmash. My name is Nikki. I'm a content creator for a really popular website called Twitch TV. That's why I got to represent where I'm from. And I'm also a content creator for YouTube.
So why are we here today?
I just signed an amazing endorsement deal with Intel, and I have the best community ever that has been supporting me for such a long time. And I have this amazing setup that we have behind us here, and I wanted to take you guys through all of this awesome equipment that I got hooked up with.
Sweet. Yeah. So at the moment, you're running two PCs.
Correct.
Let's start with like the streaming PC.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah, absolutely. So for me, the biggest thing for me is I really wanted the quality of the live streams to be as top-notch as possible. I'm using one PC that I built, and I just wanted to give a quick thank you to Intel for hooking me up with some of the most amazing technology that I think I could ever ask for, anyone could ever ask for, that allowed me to build that computer. So that machine is primarily just capturing all of the gaming content that's happening on my gaming PC as well as on consoles when I play on a console. Okay. So that's in charge of live streaming. It's also doing recording video and audio. Right now I'm running an Intel i7 5960X, so it's an 8-core processor. It's extremely fast. It's your workstation style 8-core processor. Very expensive for sure, but it's definitely going to be the processor that you want to use if you're the creative type of person. So if you're doing a lot of video editing, photo editing, you can game on it, but the processor is built all around doing creative things. This is the way I like to look at it. So you know, doing things like, you know, video editing, photo editing, you can game on it, like I said, but I think that PC is allowing me to do multiple tasks at once without putting any extra stress on it. So it's strictly just for one thing, and it's perfect.
Sweet. And then in that one, what's the video card that's in that?
So I'm actually using a GTX 770 and an Nvidia graphics card, and the reason why I was using that was actually that was the graphics card. I was using two of those in my gaming PC, and the 5960X requires its own dedicated graphics unit. It doesn't have onboard graphics, so I had to use a separate graphics card just so I can use one of the monitors that I have back here. So I'm using the GTX 770, and the reason why I wanted to use that graphics card, I could have just gotten rid of it or donated it or sold it, whatever. But I wanted to use it in case something were to happen with my gaming PC, because if I did want to game on it, which I know I can, it'll be powerful enough to do that.
Got it, for sure. Now, let's move into the gaming PC.
Yeah,
This is where the crazy stuff starts to happen.
For sure.
So let's run through like case, all that stuff. Like
yeah, sure, absolutely. So the case is a Corsair 600T. I bought that case when I first rebuilt my first gaming PC, and I've loved the design of it, the color. I like the white and black design of it. It's very clean, very simple to take apart. There's no screws on either side of the case. It's a screwless entry. It just locks up, which is nice. Fan entry is really easy. It has vents on the front and on the top, so if I had to ever clean it out, I could just pop the vents off and I can take a vacuum to it and just clean out all the dust that's in there. And to go a little bit further, I'm also using an Intel i7 processor. That one's a 6700K.
If you guys don't know what that is, that's a beast.
The thing is absolutely incredible. That is a quad-core processor, so that is in a different... I think it's in a different league. It's in a league of its own, I guess.
Yeah.
You know,
for
for processing power. So that one is used specifically for gaming. Nothing else happens on that computer. It's just games. All of my games are on that, and I was fortunate enough to have Nvidia set me up with a Titan X.
So good.
And that's so I'm using a Titan X in conjunction with the 6700, which is just absolutely unbelievable. I would have never in my wildest dreams ever think I'd be using a graphics card like that.
Right.
Another very expensive piece of equipment, but that is the best graphics card on the market. Like, that is the fastest one in the world as of right now. But you never know. With the way the technology moves nowadays, there might be something new that comes out. But for now, I think 12 gigs of dedicated graphics memory is really good.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's really good. On average, I could probably get, on some of the benchmarks that I've done, I was getting anywhere between, like on GTA 5, with ultimate settings, I was getting anywhere between 90 and 120 frames per second. Yeah, so that's really, really, really good. And I'm using Corsair Vengeance LPX DDR4 RAM. So it's 32 gigs of RAM that can actually be overclocked, which is why I chose that RAM. Because I can overclock not only the graphics card, I can overclock the processor and the RAM. So if I really want to get some serious performance out of this PC, I can do that. I haven't done that yet, because I don't think I need to. Yeah. But I want to try it. I want to see how far I can actually push this machine. But for the most part, I can get a lot out of it. And what was great is that Intel also gave me their 750 series SSD hard drives. So I've got 2 of those in both of the machines. And those are the NVMe style drives. So that drive actually connects directly to the motherboard. It doesn't go into the PCIe. And what's great about that style drive is, even though it's the same as a standard PCIe drive, it just connects differently. It still gives you probably the fastest speeds that you can get on an SSD, faster than your standard SSD right now, because it works directly with the processor, which is nice.
What do you think the boot time is on?
I would say the boot time on this machine, as it is about anywhere between 10 and 15 seconds.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So cool.
From a cold startup, yeah, it's like startup from start to finish. It's really, really fast. And I'm actually connecting both of these machines to 2 separate monitors. For obvious reasons, I want to be able to game on one monitor and then be able to monitor my Twitch chat on another. And then the other 2 monitors are for the streaming PC, which will do the software that I'm using to capture, and also monitoring things like you know, when donations, subscriptions come in, I can see all of that. I can also control audio from there if I had to, change any recording settings if I had to. So that's why I have a 4 monitor setup, so that I can kind of have all of the surface area that I could ever ask for to see everything that I'm doing.
So obviously, you know, performance is a big thing,
Yeah.
but to control these games is probably just as important. So what kind of like mice are you using, keyboards?
Yeah, totally. So I'm actually using 2 mice and keyboard setup just for each PC respectively. So on the streaming PC, I'm using a Razer Black Widow. It's just your standard mechanical keyboard. It's not RGB, so it's just the one solid color. I know they do make other keyboards that have RGB controls on them, but this is just the standard Black Widow, so it's a mechanical keyboard. I believe it's using the cherry red switches, which gives you that click sound. And on the gaming PC, Logitech hooked me up with their Orion Spark G910, which is a full RGB keyboard. They have their own proprietary mechanical switches, which is nice, so it's not as clicky or loud. I guess it has like a loud, obnoxious sound to it. They're very, very quiet, very smooth. There's not a lot of pressure required, which is nice, and I decided to use that keyboard for the gaming PC, because obviously if I'm doing FPSs, I want to, or even when I'm playing MMOs, I still want to make sure that I have the fastest response possible. So that keyboard is really great for that. Not necessarily the best for typing, but I'm not really doing a lot of typing while I'm gaming. So when it comes to gaming, that's the mouse, the keyboard that I use. And as far as the mouse, I'm using the G600, which is actually an MMO mouse. I like the MMO mouses just from a shortcut standpoint. I like macroing. Depending on the games that I'm playing, I can macro a lot of shortcuts to the numbers on the side. And I believe there's well over 20 different macroable, if that's even a word, buttons on that mouse. So whether I'm playing an MMO, if I'm doing a shooter, even if I'm just doing any kind of basic tasks, I can macro all those buttons to do whatever it is that I want the computer to do for me, which is nice. Yeah, so it's really, really great. So they hooked me up with those, and I'm absolutely loving them.
Now, I see you have these Astro headphones.
Yeah.
If you want to actually talk about Astro for a second, because that's a big moment.
That was big for me. So Astro Gaming has been a sponsor of mine for about 2 years now, pretty much since I started live streaming I want to say about 3 months into when I first started streaming, they had proposed a sponsorship, not necessarily like a deal, but they wanted me to be a part of their stream team. So Astro has been pretty much a part of my journey for a very long time, since the beginning. So they make sure that I am using the best of the best in the business, and by far, I've pretty much used every headset possible for gaming, and even just listening to audio. These are by far the best. I mean, and it's gonna sound biased, but it's the truth. I've used everything from their wired A40 headset to the A50 wireless headset, and I couldn't be happier with any other headset. Like it's the best one that you can get, and for the price you can't beat it. So the one that I'm using now is actually a brand new headset. It's the Astro A40 TR edition. The TR stands for tournament ready, so this is their tournament grade headset. So you'll see a lot of these headsets being used at events like Halo or Call of Duty events in the MLG circuit. So you'll be seeing a lot of the pro gamers using these. This is still very much a great headset to use in home if you're a casual gamer. This one I like to use because you can actually remove a lot of the components on the headset, so I can actually change out the cushions on the ear cups, which is great. So if I want to use a cloth ear cup, or if I want to use a leather one, which is what I'm using now, it's much lighter on my head, being that I'm wearing these for 6 to 8 hours at a time. And the sound is absolutely incredible. And that's connected to a Astro Mixamp TR, and that's actually what my streaming PC and my gaming PC are connected to, so that I can control the audio on that as well. And this allows me to control the volume of my voice, so I can hear it in my headphones, so I know exactly how loud I am when my viewers are listening to me. So, and if I wanted to, I can then directly connect this to a console if I wanted to just directly connected and not have to use it on my PC, which is great, and it's just absolutely incredible.
So thanks for inviting me, bro.
Of course,
it's been super fun. Hopefully you guys had some insight, got some insight on, you know, streaming and some cool tech that he uses. Maybe you can incorporate in your own setup. So where can they find you if they want to get a hold of you? You
guys can find me over at twitch.tv/HKsmash if you want to see this stuff being used in real time. You guys can also sub to my YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/realHKsmash. And follow me on Twitter at realHKsmash, and same thing on Instagram and Facebook.
Sweet. Well, if you guys like this video, go ahead and hit that like button, show us some love. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, you're going to want to do that. Hit that APP logo in the corner to subscribe to the channel. Or if you're on mobile, hit the subscribe button. All right, guys, till next time. See you later.